Urgent, Dog Pound fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Dog Pound news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Browns are showing interest in intriguing OL prospect. Among the many issues the 3-14 Cleveland Browns had in 2024 was the offensive line woes, where an injury-riddled unit that blocked for the lowest-scoring offense in the NFL paved the way for fewer than 100 rushing yards a game and gave up a repugnant 66 sacks in the passing game. With 10 picks in the upcoming NFL draft, the Browns have plenty of ammo to help fortify this line, which they could certainly do if they select one of the guys they were recently rumored to show interest in. Justin M. of the Draft Network recently shared on X that the Browns have shown interest in North Carolina interior offensive line prospect Willie Lampkin, who was a standout at the Senior Bowl. Lampkin is a fascinating prospect due to his size, as he is just 5'11" and 290 pounds, which is shockingly small for a guard. That being said, he was a first-team All-American at UNC last season and won the Jacobs Blocking Trophy, which is given yearly to the best blocker in the ACC. He is a 5-year starter with double-digit starts at each of the 3 interior offensive line spots, so his versatility makes him even more intriguing, especially for the Browns, who have an aging interior line and no up-and-coming potential replacements on the roster. Cleveland has 10 picks in the draft and will likely be using at least one on an offensive lineman. Lampkin is a projected day 2 pick and will certainly be off many teams' radars strictly due to his size, but he could be a high upside selection for a Browns team that desperately needs to hit on a few linemen. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Dog Pound news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Deion Sanders emite mensagem ousada. Sobre Browns, Deion Sanders believes either Heisman winner Travis Hunter or his quarterback son Shedeur Sanders will end up with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns hold the number 2 pick in the NFL draft and have yet to give any clear hints on their direction with the selection. Cleveland desperately needs a quarterback, but Hunter, along with Penn State pass rusher Abdul Carter, could be an immediate difference maker. Deion Sanders is predicting that one of his Colorado stars will land with the Browns at number 2. I think one of those guys are going to be there, Sanders said, in reference to Cleveland. Deion Sanders likes Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, Browns owner. Jimmy Haslam was present in Boulder for the Colorado Pro Day. The Browns brass was also scheduled to have dinner with Shedeur Sanders and Hunter. Haslam said he was looking forward to meeting Deion Sanders. I've never met Deion and him looking forward to meeting him, Haslam said. Andrew had dinner with him back in January and said it went really well, and I've heard nothing but great things about the job he's done at Colorado, so we look forward to spending time with him either Thursday night or Friday. Deion was all smiles on Friday when asked about Haslam. It was pleasant. He was charming and engaging. It was cool, Sanders said. He's a good guy and I like him. The odds have shifted in favor of the Browns selecting a non-quarterback with the pick. However, Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski still had mighty praise for Shedeur. He's an extremely talented football player, Stefanski said. Again, getting to know the kid, you watch the tape, and I think the important part, as an evaluator, is you want to talk to the player about plays, how he plays, and I think he sees the game really, really well, has been raised the right way. I think they've done an outstanding job bringing him along in terms of understanding football. But he's a very, very talented young man, but off the field, that's where I'm probably most impressed. Browns swing and miss with Deshaun Watson. The Browns are coming off a 3-14 season and are in their current mess thanks to a failed blockbuster deal for Deshaun Watson. Cleveland mortgaged its future to land Watson, sending 3 first-round picks and additional capital to the Houston Texans for the former Pro Bowl QB. The Browns also inked Sanders to a fully guaranteed $230 million deal that runs through 2026. Haslam admitted at the NFL annual meeting in Florida that the move was a swing and miss. Well, I mean, let's address the elephant in the room, Haslam said. We took a big swing and miss with Deshaun. We thought we had the quarterback, we didn't, and we gave up a lot of draft picks to get him. So we've got to dig ourselves out of that hole. The Browns will likely emerge from the draft with a quarterback, even if they don't take one at number 2.
Some later round options include Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, and Tyler Show. Calls mount for Giants to cut Jameis Winston after message to Browns. Jameis Winston's emotional goodbye to the Cleveland Browns rubbed some New York Giants fans the wrong way, and some are already calling for him to be cut before he even takes a training camp snap. Winston moved on after a season in Cleveland, signing a 2-year deal worth $8 million with the Giants. On Thursday, Winston posted a goodbye message to the Browns and their fans on social media. "Dear Cleveland, I'm so happy and grateful for everything we experienced together this past year," Winston wrote on Instagram. "From day one, you welcomed my family and me with open arms, and for that, I'm forever thankful. To the dog pound, you were electric. Snow or shine, highs or lows, your energy never wavered." But there was a particular part later on in the message that Giants fans took note of. Winston said a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers was a key moment during his Browns tenure. The Steelers' quarterback during that Browns victory was Russell Wilson, whom he is now competing with for the starting job in New York. One moment he'll never forget beating the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday Night Football in what turned out to be the most iconic snow game in NFL history, Winston said. The energy, the emotion, the unity, we all felt it. That night was Cleveland at its finest. Radio host says Giants should cut cancer. Jameis Winston's message triggered a rant from W fans Sean Morrish, who called for the Giants to cut Winston before he becomes a distraction that divides the locker room. "If you like the idea that Jameis Winston makes you laugh, that's all good and plenty. Jameis Winston stinks. And I've been adamant about this," Morrish said. He puts it in there because he knows anybody reading that, there are light bulbs that will go off that he beat Russell Wilson head-to-head. This guy is in unintentional cancer. Cut him today. He's not better than Russell Wilson. The team should be taking the quarterback in the draft, and Tommy DeVito still exists. Why is he here? He's here to throw interceptions and pick sixes. I'm glad everybody thinks the Giants can be the chuckle hut. I'm tired of being a joke, and Jameis Winston is causing this team to be more of a expletive joke. Jameis Winston ready for any role. With Giants Winston signed with the Giants before they brought in Wilson, who is the assumed starter in bridge. Option for New York. As Morrish mentions, Tommy DeVito is still on the roster, and the Giants hold the number 3 pick in the draft. Winston has been adamant that he believes he can still be a starter in the NFL, but he isn't getting hung up on where he sits on the depth chart. "I knew a free agent signing was going to come, or maybe even a draft pick was going to come," Winston said during his introductory press conference. "But that's their business. My business is today, and today I have the privilege of finally becoming a Giant." Winston passed for 2,121 yards with 13 touchdowns and 12 interceptions last season with the Browns. And now, Dog Pound fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Dog Pound. I'll be back any moment with more Dog Pound news. Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof.